Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Dennis Allen was a guest on the Rich Eisen Show, and they covered a lot of topics, but the thing that maybe is of most interest and of most importance is Michael Thomas and Michael Thomas's health. As we continue to wait on his return, we all know the story. Michael Thomas missed the bulk of 2020, all of last season. We know the story, the injury, the surgery, the ghosting the organization. But think of how important it is, how critical it will be in this season with Jameis Winston healthy, a healthy Michael Thomas, and Chris Olave, and Alvin Kamara. Although we are anticipating a suspension for Kamara, but the core component there is having Michael Thomas back, a guy who last time we saw him in a full season caught 149 passes, set an NFL record. Like, I don't need him to catch 149 balls again, but be the guy that's going to go give me 100 receptions in a season, and be the pace setter, be the security blanket for Jameis Winston. Here was Dennis Allen, again, on the Rich Eisen Show, updating Michael Thomas's health.
Again, that would be our hope. We feel good about what Mike's done in the rehab process. You know, there's still a few hurdles that we gotta climb with any of our guys that had any injuries that they're trying to get back from. But I kind of look at it in terms of we drafted Chris Olave in the first round, but I almost look at it as getting Mike back. It's almost like we had two first-round draft choices at wide receiver. So I feel really good about that. And
I do want to throw out as well something we've mentioned. Peyton Turner, who was your first-round pick last year. I get it's not on the offensive side, but you're going to have Peyton Turner this year, hopefully, knock on for Micah, healthy. And that's like having another first-round pick mixed in. I mean, it's not exactly what and what, but in a way it is. You didn't get production out of your first-round pick last year. So there is validity to that. And, I kind of started to think, what will it look like? What could it look like, for the Saints with a healthy Mike Thomas, and you bring Chris Olave in as well? And look, that 2019 Saints team, just for perspective, okay? And that was the year when Michael Thomas was healthy and had 149 catches for 1,725 yards. The number 2 receiver on that team was Alvin Kamara with 81 catches. Your running back was number 2. 81 for 533, and Jared Cook, your tight end, was 3 with 43 catches for 705. So you didn't even have really 2 receivers, 2 legitimate receivers that year. I mean, you could have to go back to 2018 when Thomas caught 125 balls, and then your Kamara caught 81. But then after that, Ben Watson, and then Tre'Quan at 28. I mean, it's to think about having a legitimate 2-headed monster at receiver, and then to be able to put Alvin Kamara's production on top of that, and then anything you might get out of the tight end as well, that's massively exciting. I mean, Ted Ginn back in 2017 had 53 receptions. But for perspective, Kamara had 81 and Mark Ingram had 58. I mean, it has been a hot minute since the Saints have had 2 wide receivers lead the team in receptions. I mean, you have to go back to 2016 when you had Cooks and rookie Mike Thomas. Cooks caught 117. Mike Thomas caught 122. Both went over 1,100 yards. I mean, that's the idea for me anyway. Like, that would be the perfect scenario for 2022 is what the Saints had with Brandon Cooks and Michael Thomas in 2016. Cooks was your deep guy, averaged 15 yards a reception, had 8 touchdowns, 117 receptions for 1,173. Michael Thomas came in as a rookie, averaged 12 yards a reception, 122 for 1,137. Like, give me that with Michael Thomas and Chris Olave. Recreate what you did in 2016 offensively. And remember, you didn't even have Kamara then. Like, that was Mark Ingram. That was Travaris Cadet. I mean, Tim Hightower late in the season. Yeah, give me those two with Kamara, and I'm really excited about how that might look. DA also updated Jameis Winston and how his rehab is going.
He's doing well in the rehab process. You know, one of the things you know about Jameis is probably one of the hardest workers that I've been around. You know, he's just got a tireless work ethic, and he loves football, and that's his life. Like, he does everything is all about ball to him, and so he's working his tail off and really doing a really good job in the rehab, and I like where he's at.
And there was a follow-up if they expected Jameis to be ready for Week 1.
Do you think he's going to be healthy enough to start Week 1, Dennis?
Well, certainly that's certainly the plan. You know, and
right.
And you know, there's a lot of days between now and Week 1, but we certainly like where he's at right now. We like the progress that he's making. Man, I really loved a lot of the things that he did last year for us. 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, you know, there was just some really good stuff that you see. And you know, my vision and my hope is that he continues to progress on the same level as he gets another year in the system.
So there's a video posted on Twitter. It's got already over 5 million views, and it's Jameis doing not only a footwork drill, but it's like basically a pocket drill where he's got a guy with gloves on swatting at the football. He's stepping up in between dummies. They're hitting him. They're throwing him at his feet. A lot of people are kind of laughing at this. I kind of love this drill. I mean, I don't understand what's so funny about it. Muse, you were laughing at it. What's so funny about this drill?
I don't know, because it is a good drill, and I mean, it works. It's funny. I don't know. You know what I think?
It's almost like anything Jameis does, people are just gonna laugh at it.
Well, okay, you know what I think it might be? Remember when they caught him on like in his pregame drill? It looked like he was like dancing, and everybody was setting it to music. I think maybe it just reminds people of that. I don't know, but
yeah,
it's funny.
With Dak
I don't
too.
know.
When Dak was doing
yeah. I don't know. It is. I don't really have a good reason, but I saw it and I laughed. I did. I don't know. It's a good drill.
I think it's perfectly rational. I mean, he's got a guy swatting at the football, so he holds on to it while the whole time he's keeping his eyes downfield. That's the whole thing. Is like there's things hitting your feet, hitting the ball. Just keep your eyes downfield despite all the commotion going on. I think it's a great drill. So I'm not laughing at it. I think it's freaking awesome. I'm fired up for James. Like, you know, I've been at the front of that line for a long time now. For a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see it manifest. If he stays healthy and you got these weapons there for him, let's roll. I'm excited about it. One more from Dennis Allen. He was asked about, obviously, the second time as a head coach. And he had a go-round in Oakland. It didn't go well. And they asked him why this time will be different.
You know, when I went to Oakland, I was a defensive coordinator for 1 year in Denver. And I went to Oakland in a situation where I was a first-year head coach and Reggie was a first-year general manager, and Mark had just taken over for his father as the owner of the team. And so there was a lot of firsts that were going on at that time. And now I experienced that for 2.25 years there in Oakland. And now I come back to New Orleans, and I get a chance to sit back in New Orleans and be the defensive coordinator and watch Sean Payton work and watch how Mickey Loomis handles his business as the general manager. And I see the communication between the personnel department and the coaching staff that takes place. And so I've just seen how it really works. And so I think I'm better prepared for that. And I know this. I've got more confidence in myself, and I know that, I've got to do it my way.
You know the strange thing about that? And all of that is very plausible, and it sounds good. It sounds like the right thing. I'm completely on board with that. By the way, man, some of those pictures of Dennis Allen, like Raiders Dennis Allen, if you ever go back and search, dude was so young when he got that gig. I mean, football baby when he got that gig. Now, flip side of it is, Sean McVay was, 32? Already won a Super Bowl. But, Dennis Allen was here. He was in New Orleans prior. He saw Sean and Mickey and the whole thing in personnel department, how it worked when he was here. He wasn't the DC, but he was here. He saw what a successful, functioning franchise looked like and worked like. So I hope he's right. Look, there's no substitute for experience. That goes without saying. So, yes, having done it once before, you make mistakes. Hopefully you correct those mistakes. You learn from them and you're better because of it. True for players, hopefully true for coaches as well. But he had been there before. He had been here before. Either way, I do think that there's probably no way that anybody hears this without thinking that's a homer take. I do think the Saints are one of the more underrated teams in the NFL for this season. I think largely people have looked at the turnover, missing the postseason last year, and they have forgotten or ignored the context around what happened last year in New Orleans and how remarkable it was that that team was a game away from the playoffs, considering all the personnel. And getting a lot of those guys back. Should be a fun year. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.